Question number 5, the Honourable David Parker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Does he stand by his statement that, quotes, government policies have helped to reduce income inequality at the margin? If not, why not?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, yes, I do stand by that statement. First, because the government borrowed through the recession to maintain the real incomes of those who were most vulnerable. Secondly, through our welfare reform and investment approach, we're getting more people into work, which is the best fix for poverty. Thirdly, because we're lifting achievement in schools among those who have consistently failed, because we don't, like Labor and the Greens, believe that where you're born decides whether you can learn. And finally, we have moved to free up the supply of housing so we can change the policies of the previous government designed to lock low and middle income people out of our metropolitan housing markets.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
Does he agree that 1 in 4 children living in poverty, as found by the expert advisory group relied upon by the Children's Commissioner, is evidence of an unacceptable level of asset and income inequality in New Zealand?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, first there's difference of views about what exactly those measures mean. But secondly, Labor might want there to be growing income inequality in New Zealand, but there isn't. Income inequality is not growing by any measure. And it doesn't matter how often they say that on planet Labor. On planet Earth, it's not true.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
Does the decline in home ownership to the lowest level in 6 decades demonstrate rising inequality in New Zealand? And if not, why not?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, no, there's no necessary connection between those two. But what I can tell the member is that the kind of planning rules that his party favours about dense cities ensure that middle and upper income people who own houses in Auckland do very well out of that market, and low and middle income families can't even get into it, and Labor should be supporting the government's measures to free up the flexibility of supply and housing so low-income New Zealanders can get access to the housing market.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
Will he now admit he was wrong in opposing working for families, which, as my colleague noted today, the Prime Minister called communism by stealth, given that it was working for families that reduced income inequality for the first time in decades? And does he agree that the Best Start package will help the next Labor government do the same thing?
Honourable Bill English.
No, Mr. Speaker. In fact, the member should go back and read the press releases that his party put out when they announced working for families, because they said then that it would fix inequality and poverty and there wouldn't be any more of it. And of course, 10 years later, there is. So the solutions are not splashing cash around the place. They are about addressing complex social dysfunction, which this government is digging into in a way no previous government has.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, the Honourable David Parker.
Why do National MPs claim we have a rock-star economy, but then deny the country can afford more provision for our children?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I think there was some... one of the members' banker economist mates used that term. This government has not used that term because we know this economy needs more work to deliver more jobs and higher incomes for New Zealanders, and we know that if the policy course is changed to those advocated by the member, that won't happen.
Order. Question number 6, Dr. Cam Calder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.